How you going, guys? So back here again. So he's been buying a few bits and pieces today. A sandblasting cabinet, and he's bought a compressor as well. It's actually like the big brother of the one that Dad bought. So it's 3 litre, 3 horsepower belt driven. So it should be hopefully plenty enough to do what we need to do. So yeah, it should be cool. So yeah, same brand as the other one. So I'm just trying to, oh God, man. It just shines right through there. It's just right in the wrong place half the time. So he's going to get that sorted out shortly, and I'm just trying to see if I can get some of these. Oh man, that light is just a pain. See if I can get some of these holes drilled and bits and pieces, and open up some holes to put some bolts through for the centre guard stuff down the bottom. Show you in a second. Yes, I'm just working in down here. Just got some vice grips and stuff in there, just holding that piece together, getting it reasonably lined up so the at least the running board will line up later on. You know, it looks low, but I can't pull it up any higher without, you know, doing other things. So I guess that's sort of where it's got to go. I could probably loosen the guard off and see if I can roll it around a little bit, but I think I'm you know, pretty much at the bottoms of those slots anyway, so I don't think I'm going to get it up anymore. Like if I lean on it, it will push down a bit, but it's not to say that we don't have to modify here. But I might just loosen a couple of these off and just see if it will move a little bit, see if it will rotate around a little. These gaps should be a bit closer too, I think. There's a hole through here, but just looking at, there's no way to actually get a bolt. Well, there's no way to get a bolt in there from behind, so I'm just a bit sus on that yet. But yeah, I might just loosen some of these off and just see if I can roll this guard around a little bit. But I think that's about where it needs to be. But the best place for you is up there.
Audio Jungle.
Hopefully you can hear me. So what I'm trying to do is figure out, because there's a massive gap down here, this needs cut and pulled across. It's a bit damaged here, so it needs flattened out and straightened, but it's just sort of what I'm trying to guess is, well, just at a rough measurement, what this needs to move over 7mm. Up here, wherever that is, trying to see, sort of 12, 13mm edge. So the blasting cabinet works pretty good. The compressor runs out pretty fine. He just that piece and the other piece that that I repaired, and the other piece he's sandblasted them while I was bucking around with those guards and stuff. So they've come up nice. At least they're all nice and clean now. We can give them to the radiator guy and he can do whatever to put them on and etch them, and they'll probably paint it as well. I don't know, possibly. So that works good. He's just going to get some dust extraction, so he can at least blow the rest of the dust out of it, so he can, or suck the rest of the dust out, so you can see in there. But yeah, so we'll call that a wrap for the night. So like I said before, just in case you couldn't hear me, next piece I'm going to work on is this piece, to get this piece to fit right, because it doesn't fit right, it's been damaged and bent. So that'll be the next piece of work on, and then I'll start working on these doors and getting locks and bits and pieces in them. Anyway, we'll catch us later on. Cheers. One more thing, better the body over there, it's a 27 Studebaker as well. Wants to build it into a boat tail speed, so sort of like a hot rod, but period correct. Period sort of like 50s, something like that. And the guys come back from the war, so that'd be pretty cool. That's probably not something we're going to do, or something I'm not probably going to end up doing here, but that's what he wants to build it. So maybe if Mark and I come over here for a holiday, might be able to help him get it started. Maybe, I don't know. Just a thought. Right, how you going, guys? I'm back here tonight. I've actually got here a little bit later than I normally would have, but I've been trying to organise internet at home. I've had a guts for, because I've been using our mobile phones through like an unlimited plan, but we've got like so many gig, and then you go into a what do you want to call it? Like we've got a certain amount of data that at full speed, and then we go into a lowered cap rate, which is okay, but the internet, the reception at home through our phones is just, it's really bad. Like it's alright when you're in somewhere you get decent reception, but trying to upload anything to YouTube is just painful. Like it's alright watching stuff, like the download speeds, wouldn't say it's good, but it's okay, like it's good enough to watch, like even high definition, but upload is just terrible. If we can get 3 or 4 megabytes per second upload, it's painful. It really is painful. So I've just been organising internet, and we went and bought a modem router setup. Not the best, but it should do the job for what I wanted to do, and hopefully do what I want it to do in the meantime. I can get something better later on, but I'm not too panicked, because if we're not here in 6 months, I don't know, depending on whatever happens, it doesn't really matter too much. I just didn't want to go stupid crazy and spend $500 or $600 buying like a real some real high end router and modem and all that sort of crap. But I spent a couple $100 trying to get something decent. I'm not sure what this is. One of my subscribers just asked what this is. I think from memory, when he was talking to me, because it's only just got it's like a little 4-cylinder or something. It's obviously British. I think it's like a little, was it like an Elvis or something? I can't remember, because that body should be way back. Yeah, I'm not sure, but there is another one of these, but like a 27, I think it is. Out here I'll show you. A little wander around. This is pretty cool. He actually wants to do something with this too, but it's probably not going to be my project. But this is the 27, but it's a not a roadster, like a two-door coupe. It's in pretty rough condition, but it's like most things, you know. It's amazing what you can do with what you've got. But he was saying he wants to build this into a boat tail speedster, something like that. So yeah, this is a 27 version of the 25. Apparently the 25's got no front brakes and never had any, whereas this has got front brakes. That's why he wants to build almost like a period sort of hot rod from the 50s. You know, from when the guys come back from the war and they would have modified it. So he wants to build like a boat tail speedster and either hop up the 6 that's in it a bit, or put a flathead or something else in it that would have been used back in the day. So he wants to build something cool out of that at some point too. Whether that's 3 or 4 years down the road or 10 years down the road, who would know. But anyway, I'll get back in here because tonight I want to try and at least get started on. Still limited on tools, but we're getting there. Like it's going to probably take a few weeks before we can really get ourselves sorted in here. I had a bit of I had a bit of a sweep up last night, but there's still shit and crap because he's owns several farms and he obviously fixes and makes gates and just does all his own stuff. Like he built all that himself and laminated all that big beam and all that sort of crap. So he makes a lot of mess in here. But anyway, tonight's project I want to get started is start getting this fitting properly. So I want to split this down here somewhere. I'll probably do it close to this edge. Split it down here somewhere and then see if I can pull it across and get a little bit of material from somewhere. He's got a bit of it's not a very good MIG welder. This thing here, he's got this here. If we play that, even if I could just use it to tack it in place, then I'll take it home and weld it up with gas, because he's going to get another welder. He said it's pretty temperamental, but it might be enough just to, get half a dozen tacks in it to hold things in place until I can get it home and do it properly. But it needs a wee bit of, needs some straightening out in here too, like it's a bit bent in bits and pieces, so I might even better straighten it out, but I'll get it off. I might, I've got a couple of hammers and dollies there, and I might have a go up straightening it out and see how it fits a little bit better, and then if need to, then we'll cut and add some material in there, because it's just, it doesn't look right, because it's got that stupid gap there, and then it fits really, really nice on the side. And by the time you get that body welting and stuff in there, all those gaps will all disappear, like they had back in the day. So between the panels, so yeah, we'll get it off and we'll have a hammer and dolly session and see what we can make it fit a bit nicer, and then just see what else needs to be repaired, because there is a few, there's a few rust holes and stuff in it. Like, it's not bad, but it needs a little bit of work. So this is the next thing to repair and get right, and then we'll move up to doors, get door catches. I think we might have to find, he thought he had these locks, he thought he had more of them, but we might not have, because like I said in the early videos, this has been, it had the back cut off the body, and then it had the back cut off the body and turned into a truck years and years and years ago. So a lot of the back of the body was missing, and so yeah. But anyway, I'll get undo these brackets. So we can slip this out without taking the back guards right off, and yeah, deal to that. Oi, round here. I know the car's pretty, but I'm not round here. Right. So, that's the bend end. Right. So see, that's all bent and twisted. But I don't think I'm going to gain that distance. I'm not going to gain like 13 mil out here. But we might better just straighten it out a bit and see if that improves it. Because at the end of the day, I can't really. There's a bit of flexibility in that, so it's. But yeah, if we cut and split this and pull that out, so that is pulled in. But yeah, the other thing we're going to do is delete this bit and fill that in and make it look better. And just generally give it obviously a tidy up. But yeah, we need to make that this bit right first. It's a pain that bracket's on there actually. But I might be able to work around it. That's still that same, just that trailer. what I've done there is I just measured across what I think the gap is going to be, that it needs to be, or spread out. I'll just tack it down on that top and overlap it in the meantime, just so I can set this back in and just see if that looks about right. And then I can, come down here with the cutting disc and actually make it fit and trim it out and whatever and make it pretty, because it's going to be. So let's see if this fits. And by that stage I might call it a night. So we've got the really crusty, old, dirty, very rusty wire MIG welder going with gasless, which is not really what I want to do, but it'll be handy enough just for tacking shit together. Right. See if this will fit. Steel. Better for a start. Might just throw, just a couple of bolts in just to make sure it does fit properly. I'll just throw you up there. Right. So that's just sitting in there. It's definitely like it's not bolted up or anything. So what I might do is I might just throw a couple of bolts in here and maybe just one on the bracket in the frame on each. We're probably actually just here, just to see how well that closes up, and maybe I might throw one on this side as well, just one on the frame, one on the guard, just to clamp it so it can't pull this way. And just throw a couple in there just to make sure that is going to fix the problem, and at least then I can go home and get on a decent welder and weld it up. But if we can get that half running properly, it'd be good to have a decent welder here. But if we can even throw it like another coil of just basic wire, it'll be fine for just tacking up stuff and whatever, But it works, so that's the main thing. It's handy enough just to do this once it's got it working. So I'll throw a couple of bolts in and we'll see how we fit. Right, that's way better. Now with a bit of welting and stuff in there, and everything bolted up tightly, it's way better. So it's good. It's good. That's what we want. Like it's not much different to that. There's a little bit of a gap in there. By the time put all that body welting and stuff in there, it's actually a bloody gap there, isn't there? Weird. It's almost like it needs a little bit more on the corner of that guard just to cover that up. But we can fix that at any point. Here's a little bit more Oh, there's just a little bit more meat in there, isn't there? Anyway, that's what we want. That looks nice now. That hasn't this big stupid gap. You know, weld that on there properly, clean it up, body it, dress it up, and nobody any the wiser. Yeah. I think that looks heaps better. Perfect. That's what we want. Like, you know, I could possibly bring it just out of tick, but at the top, but it's not far away. So I think it'll be pretty good by the time you get the body welting in there and you actually get everything squeezed up and closed up properly, and you get a little extra in that corner of that guard just to cover that holes, you know, with the bodies, that back balance joints, with fuel tank cover or whatever you want to call that back piece. You know, I can make that piece up to fit that. It's easy done. But yeah, that bit's nice. That's what we want. Alrighty, I'll get that off. I'll close up here, get my tools cleaned up, and I'll head for home and sort that out, and then bring it back. It's tomorrow night, Friday night. Yeah, I'll finish it off. Maybe if I don't finish tonight, I'll finish it off tomorrow night, and well, yeah, by the time I fix that up, there's a few little bits of steel at home. Tidy that up, and yeah, make it look right. Cool. One more step closer. I don't know if you can see it was like it. You can see it's a bit rusty. All the stuff that was on top was really, really rusty. But yeah, like you can see the state inside that welder. Look, it's got gas. It's got a gas fitting on it too, like, so you could actually run gas. I presume there's a gas line in there. Doesn't look big enough, does it? Don't know if there's a gas freaking, you know, like a. I would almost say no, wouldn't you? Maybe. I don't know. Or maybe it's going to have a different. Well, it's not the normal, you know, like the big fitting for. I don't know. Made in. I don't even know what brand it is. It's freaking dirty. No clue. Star Weld. Pass. But anyway. Just so you can see the state of that wire. That's some of the wire they pulled off it.